Hey, what's up my fellow prodigies, ProdiJay here, or you can call me Jay, and today I'm going to show you guys how to edit with Sony Vegas Pro 14 because to some people, this program, it can look a bit confusing, but in all reality, it's actually pretty easy to use. And in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys the basics of how to edit. So if you're looking on how to make a montage, this video is not going to be for you. And if you're switching from Sony Vegas Pro 13 to 14, you're not really going to want to watch this video because the programs are pretty much the same except for some improved features. But before we get into today's video, be sure to go leave a comment on what Sony Vegas tutorials you like to see me do, because I'm only going to be going over the basics of how to edit and basically edit like me in a way. And guys, if you can do me a huge favor and let's see if we get 3 likes in today's video, because I saw you guys smash that like goal in my recent video of how to get Sony Vegas Pro 14 for free. So if you guys can, drop a like, I would appreciate it. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. Now the first thing you want to do is open up Sony Vegas Pro, and you'll have a screen that looks like this, but yours will be a default layout since I changed mine a bit. But anyways, you want to go up to File, click on New Project, and right here you're going to basically set up the settings of how your video will look all together. Now first thing you want to do is click on Template, and you're going to see a list of all these templates with default settings. Now depending on what quality content that you want, click on HD 720p or 1080p depending on what quality content your footage is. Now for this video, I'm going to click on 1080p template. Now once you choose your template, the first thing you want to do is change your frame rate. Now depending if your content is recorded at 30 or 60 frames per second, choose the one that matches the frame rate of your gameplay. Now since I do 1080p 60 fps content, I'm going to set my frame rate to 60 fps. Then the only things you want to change is have the full rendering quality set to best because it'll be set to good by default. Next, you want to change your deinterlace method to blend fields, and what this basically does is make your video run a bit more smoother. And the last thing you want to change is the resample mode, and change it to disable resample because this makes it so we don't have to change the resample mode of each and every clip like Sony Vegas Pro 13. Then you just want to click on adjust source media, and if you want to, you can click this to start all projects with these settings so you don't have to copy these settings every time. Once you do that, you can name the template anything, save it, then click OK. Now when making a video, the first thing you're probably going to do is start with your intro. So in order to import that video file, all you want to do is go to File, click on Import, then Media. Then here, just look for your clip, click on it, then click Open. Once your clip is in Sony Vegas, you just want to drag it onto the timeline right here, and as you can see on the upper right hand corner, you'll see a preview screen of your video. Now I do suggest that when you play your clip, if the screen is lagging a bit, just lower the quality of the preview until it looks fine to you. Now going over some simple stuff, you want to drag your clip by holding the left click button and moving your mouse to wherever you want it, and over here you got the video and audio tracks, which you can tell the difference just by the logo of each track. And if you drag from the top of your video, it will lower the opacity of it, and if you drag from the top of an audio clip, that'll lower the sound of the audio. Now that I got my intro in here, I like to normally import my background gameplay into my videos so my audience has something to watch as I commentate. So just like my intro, just go to File, Import, then Media, and go get your gameplay clip. Once you drag your gameplay onto the timeline, one thing I suggest that you do is add a fade into the beginning of the clip by dragging it from the corner so you see this arc sign show as you're doing it. And you can make this fade as long as you want, but for me, I like to have it around 1 second. And just for a reminder, since we changed your project resample mode to disable resample, you don't have to go into the properties of each video clip and click disable resample for each one. Now when editing a YouTube video, you want to make sure they add some background music to your videos because they basically add more life into the video. So go find some music that you like and import it into Sony Vegas. Now I will have to warn you guys to make sure that you use music that is non-copyrighted, otherwise you may get a copyright claim or strike on your video. After importing music, I like to add a separate audio track to the timeline, which you can do that by right clicking, then click Add Audio Track. And this is how you can add video tracks as well if you need to. Now when I get my background music on its own separate track, I like to lower the sound of the track until it's around -5 decibels, then I like to lower the audio a bit too. But I'm not going to do that yet because I normally like to play the beginning of the song for a bit, and then when the beat drops or the beat changes, I drop the sound of my music, and that's where I usually come in with my commentary. And like the video clip, you want to fade in your music whenever you put a music clip on a timeline like this. Now right here in the music where the beat changes, I'm going to split my audio, which you can do this by pressing S on your keyboard or by right clicking then clicking split. Now if we play back the clip now, this is how low I want my music to be so I can hear my voice better in the video. And speaking of voice, I'm going to quickly add some mic audio for this video. Now that I got some mic audio in here, let me play the clip so you can hear how it sounds. Hey, what's up my fellow prodigies, ProdiJay here, or you can just call me Jay. And listening back to that, it sounds pretty good, but now I'm going to import my watermark because whenever I make a video, I like to add a watermark to show that my video was made by me so no one tries to steal my video. And if you select this pan crop tool right here, you can resize any media that you put in here and just make sure that you have lock aspect ratio. Now I'm going to show you guys on how I add my lower thirds to my videos, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically the thing that pops out from the side of my video telling you guys to go drop a like on a video and such. So when I import my lower third onto the timeline, I'm always going to make sure I add a transition in the beginning and the end so it looks smooth. And if you didn't know, you can add different transitions by dragging them from the transitions window, as you can see up here. And I like to use 3D blind transitions for my lower thirds because it gives it more like a cooler and cleaner effect than just a fade in. Okay, now right here, we click on the sign for your video clips. This will lead you to a media event window in which you can add different effects to your videos to make them look better. Now, for example, you can add a color corrector to make your gameplay pop out more from the colors. Now, I myself have my own presets for color correction on here, but I will not be going over them in this video because I don't want to have this video being longer than it has to be. But right here, you can easily see the difference in what my color correction settings can do because looking at the before and after of the gameplay, you can see a lot of the colors popping out, making the before shot of the gameplay look kind of gray and colorless. And once you finish editing your video, I suggest making it so everything fades out so it looks smoother when someone watches your video. And when the video is fully done, you're going to want to click 3 times so the video is wrapped with yellow triangles on each side, making it a loop region. Now you're going to want to click File, then click Render As. Now right here, you want to use a Sony AVC template. And again, depending if you have a 1080p or 720p video, click on the one that matches your video quality of internet 1920 by 1080 or 1280 by 720 template. Now, once you've chosen the template that's for you, you just want to copy all the settings that I have, except the frame rate, which will depend on if your video is 30 or 60 frames per second. Now for the bitrate, I recommend that you use between a 14.5 to 16 million bitrate because this will give you the fast rendering speed while keeping good quality. And then for audio, I set it at 112,000 for a small file size. And if you want, you can increase the bitrate for the audio for higher quality, but it will lead to a bigger file size, and to me, it doesn't really make a big difference when you change the bitrate higher. Then be sure that your video quality is set to best in Project, and once you're done copying all these settings down, you can save this as a preset, name it whatever you want, click OK, and then click Render. Then soon you will have your very own gaming video rendering at a nice speed depending on your PC specs. And that pretty much wraps it up. Now I hope you guys enjoyed the video, but if you guys can, drop a like, I would appreciate the support, and go follow me on Twitter because I do like to tweet out daily. Also, if you guys can, comment down below what tutorials you'd like to see me do on Sony Vegas Pro 14 because I only went over the basics of Sony Vegas, and I know some people, they're going to be asking me to make more advanced tutorials for it, so drop a comment on what would you like to see because I want to hear what you guys have to say, and because I do read all my comments. But anyways guys, thanks for watching, and let's see if we get 30 likes in today's video. Now subscribe for more content in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next one.